Coming up, a license plate that got the governor involved, a 98-year-old pool shark, and a horse so old it probably remembers dial-up. All this and more coming up on this episode of This Week in Weird, brought to you by TTG.
The Talking Gruse, bringing you the less serious side of the news. Now, your host, the Gruse.
Welcome back to This Week in Weird. The news is weird, the banter is surreal, and somehow every one of these stories is real. Rich is here, the coffee is questionable, and that's why we're drinking Rogue Energy. Let's jump on in. A horse so old, it's basically a museum exhibit with hooves.
Guinness confirmed a horse in Virginia as the world's oldest living horse at 37 years old. Most horses live 25 to 30 years. This one is basically on New Game Plus mode.
New Game Plus. That's a good one.
What?
The horse is on New Game Plus mode?
Oh.
I mean...
I don't even know what New Game Plus is.
I don't know, but I think it sounds actually pretty good. So 37 years old. At 37, this because you got to think horse years, okay? Because I'm sure they're 37. It's probably
about 3 years to a human year, something like that.
I think something like that. So it's actually like in its 70s almost to 70. Maybe over 70.
37. If it was 3, it'd be in its 90s. Or
90s? Okay.
Just over 100.
Yeah, Guinness actually just did it.
Senior citizen horse.
What's that?
Senior citizen horse.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's a cute story. He has this horse has a donkey as its guide.
Is it blind?
It's very hard of seeing, according to the article, and but Guinness they just didn't measure its age. They had to carbon date it.
And it's being led around by an ass. I know how it feels.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom.
At this point, if I was this horse, I wouldn't be neighing. I'd be just sighing.
Yep. Well, has he gone through the... No, never mind. That's desert on a horse with no name.
A skier at Big Bear ended up dangling from a chairlift like a Christmas ornament.
A skier slipped while loading onto a lift and ended up hanging from the chair by their backpack. Ski Patrol rescued them safely, and now the video is everywhere. Yeah, if you were going to be scared beepless, that's a good time to be scared.
Yeah, it is. But nothing says vacation like dangling from a chairlift like a forgotten Christmas ornament.
Or Christmas lights still on the house in June.
Yeah, exactly. I bet this guy's dignity, or they saved this guy, but I bet his dignity is still missing.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
he's like Austin Powers in the second movie. He needs to find his mojo.
Yeah, exactly. But this is a perfect reason why I don't ski. It's because I actually don't trust the chairlift.
Yeah, I don't know if a backpack would hold Greg hanging upside down.
No, not at all.
Epic fail.
Absolutely.
Honestly, if I live to be 37 in horse years, I'm not running, I'm napping.
Yeah, you definitely don't have that New Game Plus stamina. But, you can fake it, and that's why we're fueled by Rogue Energy.
That's right. While that horse is out there mogging, what's mogging? Actual ponies. I'm using Rogue's Focus Complex just to get through these headlines without my brain buffering.
It's 0 sugar, 0 calories, and best of all, 0, I'm vibrating so hard I can see time crash. It's just about clean focus for gaming, creating, or reading about elderly livestock.
So use code TTGNEWS at checkout for 10% off of Rogue Energy. That's TTGNEWS. Support the channel, wake up your brain.
Now, from a horse that won't quit to license plates that, once again, won't be passed by the governor. Now, a New Yorker tried to get a custom license plate. And the governor herself stepped in.
So a New York driver applied for the vanity plate PB4 We Go. The DMV approved it at first, but when it reached the governor's office, it was rejected for being inappropriate. The driver is appealing, saying it's harmless.
Okay, yeah, so it's a running theme. We had Illinois recently, not a while back. We had Illinois with banning all of these plates, and now we got New York.
What does PB4 We Go mean?
Exactly what you just said. P before we go.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking.
And everybody,
PB
this
peanut
is
butter.
why he's the co-host.
And why I get led around by the ass.
You know, P before you go, it sounds like something you'd do when you got pulled over.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, imagine losing a legal battle over a inappropriate joke.
What's wrong with that?
That would be tough.
I mean,
I
it's
think.
not like, I don't even know what to say about that. Obviously, New York's governor has zero sense of humor.
Oh yeah, or zero sense of priorities. I mean, I'm sure New York New York State has bigger issues than peeing before we go.
She's too busy in the limelight behind Mom Donnie.
Oh yeah, there you go. It's funny that New York said the plate was inappropriate. Because it's New York.
Right. Everybody in New York has a foul mouth. Pee before we go? Really?
That's not bad. I mean, you hear the cabbies talk worse in New York.
You hear 8-year-olds talk worse in New York.
And David Rush is back. This time, he's stacking dice like he's speed running gravity.
So David Rush built 3 dice towers in 1 minute. Each tower was over 20 dice tall, another Guinness record. He now has more records than most people have socks. Shoot, most families have socks.
Yeah, David Rush, I mean, I wonder if he wakes up every day and chooses Guinness.
Or Amstel Light.
What's that?
Or maybe he chooses Amstel Light. Isn't that Guinness?
Well, yeah, that's true. No, that's another brand. That's Dos Equis Light.
Oh, okay.
I mean, really, I think at this point they should just Guinness should just give him a punch card.
Right?
Hey, you fill this punch card up, you're going to make another. You're going to put more world records on the board.
Are they? They got this guy out as their talent agent or whatever, or not talent agent. Like he's the only thing that promotes Guinness records anymore. Nobody looks at the books.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when we were kids and we got him in the Scholastic Weekly News.
Oh yes, exactly. I think it was more like monthly. They did their Scholastic
Monthly
book drives.
Yeah, you had that little thin sheet of paper.
Yep.
You'd flip it over and there'd be like stuff on either side that you could
Generation X, I know if you're watching, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Right.
Though, I've come to the conclusion, everybody, that David Rush has more world records than the co-host has brain cells.
Led around by an ass. That's all I can say.
I think he said he's not denying that. Yeah, it's true because I've got him finally. He doesn't know. He doesn't have a comeback.
I have no witty comeback to that. That's appropriate for YouTube. So David Rush now has more records than most people have socks. I have to respect the grind, even if it gives me anxiety.
You know what else is a grind? Editing 60 minutes of us for a 60-second short for social media.
That's why we don't do it manually anymore. We use Opus clips.
Legally cheating the algorithm. We just drop the full episode link or upload the full episode, and Opus uses AI to hunt down the funniest hooks, like Rich admitting he's jealous of a horse and chopping them into viral clips automatically.
It adds captions, reframes the video, and even gives us a virality score so we know which clip is going to pop off before we post it.
Now, if you're a creator, stop stacking the dice and start stacking views. Check out the link in the description and try Opus Clips.
Speaking of things that aren't quite what they seem, let's check in on the world's oldest pool player.
A woman so old, she's been playing pool since before pool halls had electricity.
Guinness recognized a 98-year-old woman as the world's oldest competitive pool player. She still plays in leagues, she still wins matches. She says she'll retire when the queue retires.
Okay, so a few episodes back, we had the youngest pool player.
Oh yeah, wasn't he like 4 or something?
No, he was like 3, I think. I mean, he was young. He was a toddler still.
We need to set up a match between the two.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, she's actually old enough when she remembers that, the cue balls were just rocks, probably.
Right?
I mean,
Or they were made out of like whale bones or something.
yeah, exactly. Or real ivory,
Right.
But she's old enough actually where she doesn't break a rack. She just politely asks it to move.
The 3-year-old that plays pool is young enough to be her great-great-grandson.
Yeah, exactly. Warming up. She's warming up. I should say this. Hold on. This is what happens when I have some pre-written jokes. Her warm-up routine is actually just waking up in the morning.
When she accidentally sinks the cue ball, she doesn't scratch, she itches.
Yes, exactly. Now let's go over to Japan, where we have always some good stories come out of it. A Japanese zoo had to apologize because their monkey turned out to be an IKEA stuffed orangutan.
Ichikawa Zoo displayed what they thought was a punch monkey. Visitors noticed it was not moving. It turns out it was a stuffed orangutan toy from IKEA. The zoo blamed a mix-up during renovations.
Okay, so, a zoo accidentally displayed an IKEA stuffed orangutan.
So where did the real one go? Some kid have it in his backyard?
No, the actual real one wound up like adopting it as its own stuffed animal.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was actually really cool. There's a video. I'll get it up here. You'll see it hopefully before, while the article's being read. But it's actually really cool. But I mean, the zoo blamed renovations. I mean,
Everything blames Revelation. That's
yeah, that's true. But what were they renovating? Reality? I mean, the stuffed animal is like, hey, I don't belong here, folks.
Where's all the furniture that's not put together yet? Where's the Swedish meatballs?
Yeah, or the monkey was like, hey, this is the only thing that I don't have to assemble that came from IKEA. I mean, I'm just saying. And everybody, that's the show. If you enjoyed the weirdness, hit like, subscribe, drop your favorite story in the comments. We'll be back next week with more news that's absolutely should not be real, but somehow is.
And if you do something weird, we're going to find you.
We'll see you again next week on This Week in Weird, brought to you by TTG.